I know that living in the world of Donald Trump, whether we like it or not, we have to face certain realities. One of those realities is that appearances always outweigh reality. However, if we want to use that yardstick to judge the visit of Mark Carney yesterday to the Oval Office, it was a resounding success. People with way too much time on their hands have calculated that in the half hour the two men were in front of cameras, Trump spoke for 26 minutes. However, in the 4 minutes and change left to Carney, he also made it quite clear that A, Canada was not for sale, and B, we'll be talking about the big issues over the negotiating table, not in front of a gaggle of reporters. In that regard, he won. Carney won, we won, and let's face it, that's why we hired the guy. That's why we voted for this government. Yes, the economy and inflation were issues in this election, but the bottom line was this was a referendum on who was best suited to deal with Donald Trump, and guess who won? But here's the thing. That was yesterday. Today, Mark Carney is going to have a virtual meeting with the premiers of Canada. He's going to talk about the trade war, the actual trade war that's going on, because nothing got settled yesterday. The tariffs on aluminum and steel that certainly affect Quebec are still in effect. The tariffs, the proposed tariffs on Canada's $4 billion movie production industry, 400 million of which is in Quebec, are going to go into effect. Maybe, maybe not. Once again, don't forget, we're dealing with Donald Trump. But the bottom line here isn't so much whether Mark Carney held up his end. Down the road, we are going to feel this trade war. We're going to see prices go up. People are going to see their jobs lost or at least laid off temporarily. It is going to be a rough haul, and this is for real. And the one thing we also understand is that Trump doesn't care. Whether it's the States or certainly Canada, Trump doesn't care. So the really important thing to take away right now, the big question that needs to be answered, isn't so much whether Mark Carney was able to handle Donald Trump and the trade war. The big question is whether the same thing can be said about us in the weeks and months to come.